the best thing that I can do for us is to give you the opportunity to answer first.
I wish I was way drunker.
Hey guys, welcome to the Geek Up. I'm Josh.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Ashley.
And today, obviously, Billy's not here. We got Alex in his place, so thanks for stepping in, Alex.
Yeah, I know you had to reach into the bench and pick me up.
Indeed.
Hopefully I make Billy proud.
Welcome.
All right, so this show picks up where it left off. We're at Kwame and Chelsea's wedding.
Yeah.
And Kwame's on the hot seat.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were all kind of guessing and wondering like what he was gonna do. I mean, what did you think, Ashley? What did you think?
Well, he was going to say no. Like, he's going to say no, right? He's not into it. He's obviously not into it. He's so incredibly awkward anytime she expresses love to him.
Mm-hmm.
And how much, anytime she explains to him how much in love they are.
Yeah.
Like, she has to remind him that they are in love.
Now, according to our poll, 76% of people did not think they were going to get married here.
Yeah.
I was one of them.
I think most of us are.
Yeah.
So.
That's because they shouldn't have gotten married. And I would not be surprised I would not be surprised on Sunday if they are no longer married.
Well, Kwame's up there, and he says yes to everybody's surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do.
I'm kind of surprised they led with this one, too, because this was one of the question mark ones.
Yeah, I think that he's just in too deep.
I'm not surprised they led with this. I mean, there were so many question marks. I think there was a good cliffhanger that they could kind of lean on for the finale, right? I think we're all really shocked at what he said. One thing I also agree with you, actually. Like, I don't know if they're still going to be together when their reunion, starts airing live on Sunday. But I also would not be surprised if he saw this episode and starts reaching out to Micah and trying to rekindle some flames there.
Maybe.
I mean, who
Do
knows?
you think he possibly got cold feet and didn't want to say no and was just like, I'll deal with the divorce later?
Yeah.
Is that a possibility?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I think...
Because it is awkward getting up there in front of everyone and kind of, pissing on someone here. It doesn't normally come off well.
I think he took it too far. I think that he's not in it, but he's like, I don't know what else to do. This is what... I mean, the guy was trying to be on Married at First Sight. The guy just wanted to be married, and he's gone through all this trouble through 2 different, production shows trying to get it done, and here he is. He's like, I guess this is what I've been working for.
Yeah, he laid a really good foundation of excuses.
Yeah,
He sure did.
I mean, he had plenty of them. So even if they do get divorced or whatever before the reunion, you're going to hear all about those excuses leading into this.
They're going to have some troubles for sure.
Any chance it works out, though? Maybe the show is manipulating things to say, we need drama. We need to keep these people on their toes. So guys, start acting like you're not in love.
If it works out, it's because Chelsea tells him it's going to work out. Because he basically just does what Chelsea tells him to do.
I don't agree with that. I think he just didn't want to embarrass Chelsea right on camera like that.
Yeah.
I could see him probably just trying to keep that breakup private. And I mean, we didn't see them sign the marriage certificate,
That's true.
unlike some of the other ones.
But she constantly tells him how much in love they are. He's not telling her that.
I think he does have a tendency to go with the flow sometimes.
Yeah, and I think that he's just kind of going with what Chelsea says. When I say he does whatever Chelsea says, I mean, she's running the ship. She's running the show here.
Yeah. Did y'all catch the kiss after they said I do? Did you see kind of how Chelsea was kind of grabbing on Kwame, like she couldn't figure out how to put her hands? So awkward.
Kwame did look a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So,
and even some of the post interview
right
kissing too was kind of awkward. Like the way they had the umbrella and he's trying to figure out how to get in out.
And she kept reminding him that she's his wife and he's her husband.
And he somehow messed up.
He couldn't figure that out either.
Yeah, I think he's just stressed and he's not in it.
Yeah.
Mhm,
He's not
mhm.
100% in this. His
Nope.
mind is elsewhere. I don't know.
His mind was, how can I break this off easily? Now.
Yeah. I don't know. Is there an out clause in these little weddings? Other than
mean,
divorce, or is it just divorce?
I think it's divorce.
Yeah. Unless he doesn't sign the certificate. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
So we get to the next wedding, and Micah pulls up in a Rolls Royce, and then Paul pulls up in the Tahoe. What's going on with that? You go from a Rolls Royce to a Tahoe?
Well, we've already we've talked about on previous shows here that Micah and Paul have different styles.
Yeah. He should have
Yeah.
probably pulled up into like a Pinto or something. I don't even know the way
he
his
gets his
style
couch
is.
off the side of the street. He can pull up in a Tahoe.
Okay, give him a little bit of class here. Maybe like a Ford Explorer or something like that. You
He
know.
came in a Tahoe. It's fine.
Yeah, it's like a slight step up, I guess.
Yeah.
And this couple, it's kind of odd even watching them because there's a lot of questions, like if I get married kind of talk.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of the
No matter what
conversations leading up to
happens
it.
kind of talk.
Yeah, but a lot of the conversations seem really positive about like the way they were talking about each other and how they felt about each other's relationship. I thought, it was kind of leading toward like an I do, right? And I
Yeah.
thought Micah seemed very much in that I do zone.
You think? Should I just say yes? Pretty cool. Your vote is do it?
My vote's probably do it, yeah. I would say yes. I would say do it.
Yeah.
So to me, there's more risk in saying no.
Yeah, and Paul's like surveying everybody. He's like, what would you do in this situation?
He's asking the waiter that's bringing in. He's like, "What would you do?" I'm like,
Very analytical.
yeah.
Very analytical.
I mean, he was getting everybody's input, and I think he was just trying to find some validation to what he was feeling. But
Yeah, and he keeps saying it's just not clear. That's not a good sign.
Nope.
no.
And unlike in Chelsea and Kwame's wedding, like the lead up, you didn't hear anybody. What you typically hear in the lead ups in some of these other seasons is, I'm going to be there no matter what your decision is. I'll be there to support you. You didn't hear that during Kwame's lead up. On this one, you definitely got a little bit more of like kind of that feeling like, hey, just whatever you decide, we'll be there. You'll make a good decision. They were all about like talking about his decision rather than, are you ready to be married? That
As
wasn't
far as
really
his friends and family talking
friends
to
and
him?
family talking to him.
Well, see, and I have a little bit of an issue with that because it's all like you're gonna make the right decision. You're gonna make as long as and there was a lot of you're gonna make the right decision, and as long as you're in love, and it's like it's so much more than that. Like one, he could make the wrong decision.
Mm-hmm.
Like who's to
Oh,
say
yeah.
he's gonna make the right decision?
Oh yeah.
And two, it's not as long as you're in love, it's all gonna work out. Everybody knows that just being in love isn't what's gonna have things work out.
I was kind of rooting for these guys because they seemed very nervous going up there. Micah seemed like she was kind of glowing and giddy, like walking up there.
She
and
was
stuff.
nervous because she
Yeah.
kept saying, "Oh my god, oh my god."
Yeah,
like,
she had her nervous tick of
Yeah.
like laughing and
The
giggling
little-
all the way up. And you see how
Yeah.
fast like she walked up to the altar and her dad was like,
Mhm.
slow down, slow down.
Yeah, she was very uncomfortable, I think, being on display, which is kind of weird because she comes across as somebody who wants to be, but she is, like I said, we've said before, kind of a follower of her friends. So to be
Mm-hmm.
the center of attention without the surrounding friends might have been a little uncomfortable for her.
Now they asked Micah, like, "Will you marry Paul?" And you get the longest pause ever.
Mhm.
Did she really pause that long, or did production just like?
I mean, that's kind of hard to like cut a pause like that longer. I
It
thought.
seemed
Not
pretty
really, if
long
you
at
pan back
least.
and forth.
I think it was. I think it
I
took
think
a
it was
while for
long.
her to answer because she was trying to figure out how to twist that to make.
I like what she did though.
She
Make him
actually
pretty Paul.
passed on the question. She's
She
like, "I
passed.
pass."
I like that she did it, and I like her reasoning. Now, it all could be fake. It all could be like rehearsed, whatever. But I do like, according to her interviews, in that she did not want to sway his answer. She wanted to know for sure that he was sure because she knew he was wavering with this whole decision
Mhm.
before she gave her.
I don't
answer.
think if she says yes, he says yes, though. I don't
No.
think he just goes with the flow on that. I don't
No.
think so.
Well, but it also saves her from the embarrassment of saying yes, even though
then he says
she
no.
made it obvious that she would have said yes.
Yeah, she wanted to control the narrative essentially. I think she did want to say yes. I really do.
Well, that's what she says.
Yeah.
She says no question,
Yeah.
really.
But she didn't want to be the one that said yes and that he says no. Like that would have been even more embarrassing
Yeah, I
for her.
agree.
I don't think that we can choose each other right now.
I mean, everyone's kind of shocked when she passed, and I mean that is an unusual thing to do at a wedding.
Oh, everybody except for
Shelby.
Shelby. Yeah, there you go.
Shelby, though, she was like, "That's my girl."
No. She was like, I knew this was gonna happen. You know, like her smugness. God, man, she's annoying
Yeah.
as heck, man.
No, but that smugness, I knew this was gonna happen, was after it all went down, and like, your girl just got left at the altar
Yeah.
and is running off crying, and you're like, super
All
happy.
giddy.
about
I
it?
didn't know Paul could be so cold, man.
I don't know if he was cold. He's just remember he's analytical.
Well,
right?
no, he wasn't cold at the altar, but he was cold later.
Well,
yeah.
the whole thing was pretty cold. I mean, and crazy thing is he's trying to like soften the blow a little bit and talk, and she just walks off.
Yeah.
And that's pretty awkward.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be known that, like, what's right for me is right for both of us.
Yeah.
He tried. He's like, I just, okay.
Oh,
He's
okay.
like,
I'm still gonna finish my statement. I'm gonna finish it.
I'll finish it. You may not hear it, but it's fine. I'm surprised nobody really ran after her at first. And then,
Mm-hmm.
Paul kind of walks after her. And like, even her mom, like, I feel like if it were my daughter, I'd be like, Shh, I'd be running right after her. But,
Yep. And you'd be pushing Paul out of the way, right? Get out of here.
but I mean, I don't know if Shelby even got up until like the whole crowd got up. She was just like, nah,
You think
there
Paul
she
should have
goes.
chased her? And
He kind of did.
yeah,
he
he did.
did.
He did. He totally did.
He
But
really
do you think he should have?
I think he really truly felt like he wanted to keep going in a relationship with her,
Well,
and he but
He
I don't
did
know
make
why
the
they didn't have
comment
it-
like it doesn't matter tomorrow, 10 years from now. It just didn't feel right. And
Well,
I'm
what
like,
did he say as he was doing his exit interview?
At least in terms of envisioning Micah as, like, a mother. I think for me it was like difficult.
He said, out of nowhere, literally, this comes out of nowhere. He just says, "Well, I just didn't really see her as a good mother."
Yeah, and I was like, good God, man.
Yeah, no one saw that comment coming. Like,
Paul's just dropping bombs here.
Cue that meme. Oh,
exactly. Yeah, so like I had hopes at some point in time that maybe they would, because they kept talking before, in all the lead up and weeks before that they had a problem if they said no to each other. They couldn't
Be
picture
without it.
themselves without each other.
Mhm.
So it's like, how do we continue on if we don't get married? Because that was always a big problem for them. They wanted to continue on. But then he makes that comment. It's like, well, I don't know how you come back from that one. Like, do you want to? Obviously, because you might want to have kids and she can't be the mom.
It's just
obviously.
totally unnecessary to make a comment like that. Like, what is
it, though?
What does that have anything to do with this?
Is that
you know?
an
yeah?
unnecessary
You
comment?
just broke it off. You're just saying, "I wish her the best of luck." That's what you say to be classy.
Yeah, I mean,
he's-
he can think it, but he really shouldn't have said it on TV.
Should he have said that? No, right? But does it factor into someone's decision to marry
I'm
a person?
sure it might, yeah.
Absolutely, it should.
Oh, sure it should, but
Right? If
he
some,
could've
You
it,
can't
saved
just
her
say
that.
everything on your mind.
yeah.
Everything you're thinking.
you can't.
You shouldn't probably.
You should've.
Probably shouldn't.
Mhm. All right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, I thought it was out of line.
Yeah, it's
And
hard.
she is being cool to him, and she's like, "I would have absolutely married that guy." And he's like, "Well, maybe if you were about her mother."
Yeah, and she wasn't even
Right.
like in other seasons of this when people get rejected at the altar, people can be very dramatic and like angry and sure she ran away and was upset and kind of coward, but she wasn't being mean towards him. She's just like, I don't want you here right now. She wasn't like
Yeah, and I think that's understandable.
it's very understandable. So like she handled it with him pretty well. So for him to put that on camera out there.
I mean, you got to put yourself in her shoes too, right? Like the show and her parents have been hinting at like the health problems that her mom has had. It seems like they don't know really how much longer she has. I'm pretty sure Micah really wanted to get married for the sake of just being able to get married in front of her mom while she's still around. I mean, I think that's kind of part of her decision as well,
Yeah.
and probably why it hurts so much because she probably feels like she probably let down her mom. So that's something that I could see as a factor.
I think a lot of people expected maybe Micah to say no, not so much Paul, but maybe maybe Paul was in control the whole time. You know, where he's like, oh, I'm not moving to Arizona. Maybe he's like, well, I don't want to come off as a douche. So, yeah, I would probably do that. And he's like, this ain't happening to begin with. So,
Yeah.
Now
I
here's a
told
question.
you he wasn't into that idea.
Yeah, here's a question though. Do y'all feel like Micah was vindicated after her like really rocky start compared to where she
you
ended?
know, she has gone kind of from villain to victim, I think,
Mm,
Yeah.
a little bit. I mean, she was starting to win me over with Paul.
I think she was too with me a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's
I
kind of
hate
sad
to
to see.
admit it. I mean, it's true. I mean, she has some issues. Like, I think we discussed this, that she does kind of behave like the people she's around.
Yes.
She tends to adapt to those. And Paul's a nice guy. Well, we thought he was. I mean, to say that whole like,
I think he's just.
Motherly
I still
thing.
think
He's a
really
nice guy.
mean
I think he's still a
anything
nice
by
guy.
it, but he said the
Yeah.
wrong things.
but
Yeah.
you know, he's a responsible, nice guy. Like, I feel like she was seeing that path and trying to take that path versus like the party girl path, maybe
Mhm.
with Shelby and stuff. So she did have a chance to grow with who she's surrounded herself with at that point.
Then we bounced to Brett and Tiffany, and we got a completely different vibe over there.
Most sure thing of the day.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah.
sure thing of the day right there.
I mean, just the way they're talking, it's a for sure thing. It seems like they're talking about I'm gonna marry this man and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, both of them. From the big every conversation they've
Yeah,
had,
yeah.
like with no matter who they're talking to the camera, whatever, it's like
Yeah.
no doubts.
And
are
Paul's
ever
like,
given.
I don't know. Brett's like, I'm 100% for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, I'm ready.
But they did give us like the teaser last week, thinking that something could go wrong, and
You
suggest-
really fell for that teaser.
no,
man.
you thought it might maybe he got wine on his
I think
suit
me
or
and Billy,
something.
yeah, we weren't falling for that. I mean,
He's like, maybe he got wine on his suit,
Especially
but it
on all
wasn't
white.
wine.
but there was some drama.
This should be a day of no surprises. This should not happen. This is avoidable.
Yeah.
There was some drama.
His pants didn't fit right.
I
Oh,
can't
boy.
believe this dude ran like. They might not be perfect, but no one's noticing or
he was
gonna
about
care.
to throw down with his own brother
He's like, I gotta go.
about his pants.
Yeah,
He
his
became-
brother probably said, not a big deal. He's like, excuse me, this is my day.
Now,
He became Groomzilla pretty quick.
Yeah, he
did.
like in an instant,
Yeah.
right? Is that kind of a red flag though? I mean,
It could be.
I don't
It
know.
could be.
I don't know.
Because we
He's-
haven't really seen how he deals with conflict.
yeah.
And this ain't even a real big one, and he's losing his ass.
His pants didn't fit right. He didn't feel right.
And in
His
his
brother's
day,
shirt was tight, and he's like, "It's not your day. I don't care about your shirt. It's my day."
yeah, get off my day, bro.
I mean, my man ran off to find a tailor to fix these pants.
I thought that was very like dangerous because like she could make
Risky.
him worse.
And
You're
that's a
rushing her
lot
through
of pressure
this.
on the tailor. Like,
Yeah.
I got hours, lady.
Hey,
to
shout
fix
out
this.
to that tailor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Seriously.
She went in full speed ahead,
She
cut
did.
them pants, and sewed them and
I
hemmed
would
them
have
good.
been, and if I were Brett, I'd be looking at her cut the pants, knowing that it's like an hour and those pants are cut. Like, you can't wear those at all now. Like, they may
Mhm.
have been uncomfortable. Now you're not wearing them. I'd have been a little
Mhm.
stressed about that. And
Yeah,
she came out and she's like, "Okay, try them on." She's like, "I did my best."
Hey, those pants turned out pretty good though. I'm not gonna lie. They turned
we
out
never
way better.
really saw how bad they were to begin with.
No, he looked like MC Hammer.
They
right off
were
the
they
bat.
were a little baggy, but I mean, no one would have cared.
How did he not try these pants on beforehand?
I think they did, and they measured them, and then when he got them, like after that, the alterations they just weren't right.
You should expect after alterations are made because they're there, taping you.
You
you're
try
chalking
them on after alterations.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
That's
if
assuming
you learned anything from this show, you try on your stuff after alteration.
a woman would do that. A man probably less likely.
I bet you Brett would do it from now on.
Well, a man would have just rolled with it and been like, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Like
so you're not. So
Paul
Brett's not
didn't-
a man?
Paul didn't even bother to look in the mirror, you know. So
I think one of the things I noted about this whole wedding between Brett and Tiffany too is this is what you get when people take the experiment seriously and actually like take the time to get to know each other and really make clear, defined decisions on what they want and what they're looking for. That's what I felt when I saw their relationship and how they progressed throughout the season.
I agree.
what's also cool about this is my man Marshall shows up for the wedding.
Yeah.
Always good to see Marshall.
All the single ladies over there,
Yeah.
I'm hoping One of them reached out to some Marshall.
Maybe that's why he showed up.
Yeah, there you go. He's like, I'm single, ladies. What's going on?
Brett's like, I got the hookup, homie. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, he said it hurt. He's not gonna lie, it hurt a little bit to see, be at a wedding that he's supposed to be having, kind of. But he was happy for him and everything. So maybe he should have attended Paul and Micah's wedding.
Looked like he was about to cry too as he was talking to Brett right when he walked up to him.
Yeah.
And as they're saying their vows, it starts to thunder and rain. That was kind of cool too, I thought.
Yeah.
What would they say? Like, oh, this is a good sign. Then you hear someone in the crowd, yes, yeah. All right, this ain't a sermon now.
And then we move on to the final couple, Bliss and Zach.
Mm.
And a lot of people thought they'd get married.
What were the numbers on that one? Do you have?
I think it was in the 70s as well. So majority by far. None of these polls were close, really.
I voted no. I'm pretty sure.
I voted no.
No.
I did.
Me and Ashley are on the same page.
Yeah.
We're not in the majority, and you're not correct.
And we're not correct.
Hey,
obviously.
you don't got to be in the majority.
So why'd you guys think it wasn't happening?
I for some reason I had two sides of it. I thought Zach might say no just because he was like kind of caught up in the whole, he's so obsessed with being accepted by family, and whereas her mom accepted him, her dad really didn't. So like I thought that was going to be an issue for him. And then the other side of it was I was worried that Bliss might be this whole editing thing. It might be a whole like Deepti situation where it's playing along, being nice, and then being like, nope, I am not somebody's second choice. I'm out.
I was more on the latter there. Where maybe she's just playing along, trying to see if it would work. Go through the entire experiment and see if maybe something could catch. That's where I thought it would probably fail. Plus, too, I mean, even I was kind of a little duped, but right before they're about to walk up to the altar, of course, Bliss's dad's got thrown another jab on there, trying to talk his daughter out of, don't just settle, don't just settle for anything, right?
Yeah, he's like, I'm not sure if he can keep up. I don't know what that meant, but
I don't know either, but yeah, he did say don't settle, and it's like that's a weird thing for a dad to say to his daughter walking her down the aisle. Like, what is that supposed to mean?
I don't think he really understood what and you kind of got that in every conversation he was in. It's
he's
like
just kind of an awkward guy. Like, give it up already.
Yeah,
like,
he didn't have a filter.
Maybe you say your piece to begin with, but once you see like they're gonna do what they want to do anyway, at some point you just got to be supportive.
Yeah,
agree.
Yeah, and Zach sure loves telling stories about the owl and the Romeo and Juliet joke. Like,
he how many times probably he told that? Must have been like close to 10 times throughout the entire that was recorded.
And the dance.
I feel like he's having the same conversation every time he goes up to someone new.
He does seem to mean really well for Bliss. Like, I mean, he wants to work with her. It seemed real with Zach. Like, he really wants to settle down. He really portrayed like a true love for her.
But does he? And that was a question she always had: was does he just want to settle down, or does he want to settle down with her?
How does he not? Bliss is awesome.
She is pretty awesome, and I really liked her mom.
Yeah,
yeah.
Her mom was really cool when she said like, "Hey,
You're
if she marries you, then I'll be your mom too."
That had been the deal breaker for him. I think that was it. After that point, I think he was
so?
like, "Oh yeah." Even with that, jerky dad, right? Like, I felt like when she said that, he's like, okay, I'm accepted in this family.
Well, and I do feel for Zach because he's expressing how he wishes his mom was there and stuff like that. And I mean, I had a personal experience like that myself. I lost my mom, and she wasn't able to be at my wedding, so I felt for him there. So
yeah.
But yeah, he's a pretty cool dude. He's obviously a little quirky and awkward at times, but I'm rooting for this couple.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess they ultimately say I do. I mean, was there any kind of doubt leading up to it? I mean,
well, you guys thought so, apparently.
You mean like in this episode, like as they were talking?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe. Because Zach was telling his stories, about
same
the
old
whole
stories.
Romeo and Juliet, like so.
Yeah. And of course, Romeo and Juliet never worked.
They never work out.
Okay, dude, we get it, man.
we all had.
He loves it. It's a pretty good story, like the way he presents it. But come on, man.
Yeah.
So which couple's gonna last the longest? And which
Tiffany and
couple is
Brett.
it?
I don't know.
Over Zach and Bliss, you think?
I don't know. Maybe that red flag from
The
Brett.
pants?
Because
Do you
remember,
think she watches that back and goes, "What was that?"
yeah.
You left the wedding venue an hour before the wedding.
And maybe they move in together and she wants things a certain way. And then he's like, no. You know, he's the style guy. Maybe he likes to have everything like in a certain place and position. And he's not willing to
No.
really give up that.
They're mature adults.
They are older.
They are mature. They're not petty. I think
They'll work it out.
they work it out. I think they
Alright,
last.
let's
But
see.
I
here's,
wouldn't be surprised if they announced they're pregnant already.
Yeah.
'Cause she's 36.
Yeah. She's probably going to try. I mean, it looked like she wanted to make a baby right then and there,
She
right?
said, "Let- we're going to the bridal suite. Let's go."
That happened.
Let's get this thing going.
That's hilarious. But I do kind of see it as a red flag because throughout the entire season, they didn't argue.
Yeah.
That's
And
true.
it was brought up multiple times like, hey, we've never really had a test or conflict,
Yeah.
right? What happens when that first time they have conflict? Do they regret their decision? I don't know.
And that is tough for a couple. Like,
And I think he likes things in a particular way. You could see his house, everything's like, you know, aligned perfectly. I mean, something's
She
a little
does
off,
too,
it drives
though.
him a little crazy.
she does too, because you remember in the early episodes, like, she was not okay with him leaving water on the floor in the bathroom, and he was perfectly fine with that. I don't.
So
I
what do
don't
we
know.
think overall about this episode? Was there enough drama, enough excitement,
Yeah.
mystery?
Yeah, there was shock with Kwame saying yes.
Mm-hmm.
There was
But he wanted to say no.
there wasn't so much shock with the whole Micah and Paul thing, but there was drama with it. There was the true heartfelt like relationship that we all wanted to see work out with Tiffany and Brett, and same good love story with Zach and Bliss. You know, the underdogs of the season.
Yeah, I suppose.
So I thought it was a very good episode.
I don't know. I
didn't-
felt a little underwhelmed.
We didn't get
little bit.
we didn't get an update from Josh and what's her name?
You get that in the reunion.
Yeah, I guess we'll get that in there.
Jackie.
Josh and
Yeah.
Jackie. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
That
can't wait for
reunion's
that.
gonna be awesome.
She better be there, and he better be there. But
Marshall better
something
be
tells me
there.
Marshall has moved on, and he's a classy guy, so maybe it won't be as much
I don't
drama.
know
filled,
if
But
Marshall's
they'll
moved on.
probably interrogate Jackie, I would imagine.
Jackie will just bring the drama because that's what she does. So
Yeah.
I wonder if Irina will be there.
I don't know.
I want Irina there.
Yeah.
Yep. I want Josh. I want all of them.
Now in
I
our
want
poll,
everybody.
Irina was the biggest villain, but that number started to dip, and Jackie started to go up a
Yep.
little bit. So I
There
imagine
was
if we reran it, the numbers might be a little bit different.
Maybe.
And I think
Wow.
Micah's gone down a lot from that original poll.
Yeah, I can see that. What about who had the best wedding? Okay. Who had the best wedding?
Mm.
Because I don't know about y'all, but I really did like the decor and the dress. I think overall it was Zach and Bliss's wedding. I think they had a great color scheme. I thought Bliss's dress looked great, but low key, Tiffany looked fantastic.
Tiffany did. And
Tiffany
that was
looked
not the
fantastic.
same dress that she went with in the bridals in the
Mhm.
episode where they were choosing the dresses. They didn't show her in that dress.
Yep.
So I like that one. So
I mean, I like Micah's dress. I like her bridesmaids' colors and stuff.
I loved Micah's dress. I like Chelsea's dress. I thought they all looked great.
Really?
I'm not the biggest fan of Bliss's dress. I thought she looked great, but I don't know, the little poofy arm sleeves, they're just not for me. But I know that she had other outfits that were similar to that, so that's her style, and it looked good on her.
I mean, I like probably Brett and Tiffany's because he had a good conversation with their dad and stuff like
Oh,
that. And
yeah.
it just, I don't know, seemed good.
Yeah.
So he kind of like asked for permission. I wonder what happens if he says no, but
Well, I guess we're going through this anyway, sir. Sorry.
So
it's
I
like
was not expecting
it's always like a
that.
weird formality, you know. What are you
Mhm.
supposed to say?
Mm-hmm.
So, do you even have an option?
What would Zach was smart enough not to do that, I guess.
Yeah,
Like,
probably right there.
because
That would have been interesting.
All right. Are Micah and Paul going to be together during this reunion? That's something else I'm kind of.
Well, I think Micah is once she rewatches this, I don't think that they stand a chance.
What about
Agreed.
Chelsea? What do you think Chelsea's going to say to Kwame when he sees all the stuff that Kwame was saying?
He
at
said all
Mexico?
those things to her.
Yeah.
He didn't say everything.
I'm just
what I
saying,
saw.
I don't know if Chelsea needs to watch it to see it, because like she wasn't seeing it when it was in front of her. But maybe if she's watching herself experience it, she might see it. But
She
I don't
also
know.
didn't hear everything that they were talking about, and he was definitely coming on to her.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, Kwame's probably gonna have to do some damage control if he cares to keep it together before that. So
I don't know.
he's gonna have to be a little lovey-dovey before
If
that.
they're even
thing,
together,
yeah.
if they're even together, I'll tell you, it probably won't be together.
All right, guys, that's our show. Tune in on Sunday when we do our live show, and we appreciate all the subscribers and all the comments and all the love we got.
And thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
Alex.
thanks for inviting me. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely, Alex. Thanks for coming. We appreciate it.
Billy will be back for our live episode on Sunday.
And tune in so you can ask questions and have us answering them live, and we'll see how it goes.
All right. We'll see you guys next time. Well, I won't, but Billy will.
See you guys.
See ya.